For new video and content added each week, click this icon at the bottom of your screen. Thank you for the support, and thanks for watching. Hey gamers, what's good? This is Chris with Henchmen Gaming. The Sony PlayStation Vita was originally released in Japan on December 17, 2011, and in North America and Europe on February 22, 2012. Its older brother came with an OLED screen, which was eventually replaced with the LED of the 2000 series, released in 2013. So what of the games, yo? Well, there are 1,435 PlayStation Vita games. There's also a large list of PSP games that can be played on the Vita, some of which you will need a PlayStation in order to download and transfer. Check out my video on transferring your games, also for those of you on firmware 3.63 and lower. There is a link down below. I also included a website to help you decipher which games are transferable and playable on the Vita. There's also a link down below. Today I wanted to bring you 10 Vita gems that you may not have played, but you may want to check out. So now let's jump in. Let's go ahead and start with number 10. Number 10, Titan Attacks. This game is much like Galaga or Space Invaders. You face an alien horde in which you and you alone can defend the Earth and send the menacing aliens back to whence they came. Okay, so this formula has been done before, but this mashup of old school gaming meets modern graphics and the chance to beef up your weapons and spaceship is a new feel to an old formula which works well. Upgrade your spaceship by destroying enemies and earning more cash and more upgrades. It's a fun game without a long prologue and lots of shooting. This game does feature a save mode so you can come back and pick up where you left off. At number 9 we have the Capcom series Reloaded and Remixed, which includes 19 games on Reloaded and 20 on Remixed for your PSP, which you can download to your PlayStation and then transfer over to your PlayStation Vita. That's a total of 39 games for about $20, or if you get it on the flash sale, about $10 for both. Alright, let's take a look at the Reloaded menu and see which 19 games you get. So first up we have 1942, 1943, 1943 Kai, Ghost and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghost, Super Ghouls and Ghost, Commando, Mercs, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, and Street Fighter 2 Hyper Edition, Sun, Vogus, Pirate Ship, X to X's, Gunsmoke, The King of Dragons, Knights of the Round, Echo Fighters, and that's just on Reloaded. Up next is Remixed. So what's on Remixed? We have 1941 Avengers, Bionic Commando, Black Tiger, Block, Captain Commando, Final Fight, Forgotten Worlds, Last Duel, Legendary Wings, Magic Sword, Mega Twins, Quiz and Dragons, Section Z, Sidearm, Speed Rumbler, Street Fighter, Strider, Three Wonders, and VART. These arcade classics were ported over perfectly to the PSP and Vita. They look just like you're playing them on the arcade. They even have the press start option for player 2 like the arcade version does. The controls feel very natural, and these beat 'em up, shoot 'em up games have been revived through the PS Vita. I really enjoyed this series, and that's why I decided to include them both as number 9. These old arcade games look beautiful on the LED, so if you love the old arcade games, you might want to check these out. Number 8. If you haven't played this 2D side-scrolling survival game, Lone Survivor Director's Cut, you are in for a pixelated story of survival and horror. This indie game is reminiscent of Nintendo with the graphics unlike traditional Vita games. I actually found that to be part of its charm. You, yes you, is how your character is simply referred to in the game, must scavenge his way through his dark apartment building, looking for food, flashlight batteries, and other helpful objects like ammo, which is rare. The game suggests playing it in a dark place with your earbuds on so you can submerge yourself into the experience that is Lone Survivor. Or are you? Number 7. Okay, if you've played Mega Man and love that series, you'll probably like Ninja Senkai, or Senki DX. This little purple ninja has an endless supply of throwing stars, a double jump ability, and a horde of enemies to combat. It has that shoot 'em up platform style that is much like the simple addictive games of Sega and Nintendo. and the price tag for this little gym is only about $5 on the PSN. But it was just a fun game that you could play, save, and continue. Number 6. So Hotline Miami is an over-the-top view game with over-the-top violence. There's blood and gore, bullets, bats, and whatever else you can use to beat and maim your enemies with. You're not even told at first why you're killing all these people on these missions, but it doesn't take away from the story or the fun. Sneak attacks, shooting through walls, throwing bats to knock out enemies just so you can beat them to death. It's just some of the reasons to check out this gem. I really like this game. It's reminiscent of the PS1 GTA one. I really like how this game takes place in the 80s with answering machines and cordless phones and stuff. If you're ever outgunned, just pick up a pipe and you can actually just throw it at one of your enemies, knock them out, and then just beat them to death with it. Number 5. Keeping with the theme of mayhem and violence, we arrive at Retro City Rampage, another top view game that features several modes of play that you could choose from, like the arcade challenge mode, one of my personal favorites. This mode allows for different challenges, like roaming around with a rocket launcher and blowing up cars and people while trying to beat high scores, which helps you unlock more challenges. While playing these challenges, you are invincible to everyone, and you can even target the cops. There's even a toasty challenge where you have to run around and catch bystanders on fire to raise your score. While games like Hotline Miami and Retro City Rampage are violent, they're really kind of comedic because of the blood and the blowing up, and it's just really over the top. So it's a lot of fun to play and a lot of fun to watch if you're just watching somebody play. Number 4. This time the fight is taken to the undead with Dead Nation. I really enjoyed this game. It features the option to play as 2 different characters and online co-op. This top view or top down view is number 4 on my list of Vita gems. During each mission, you can reach checkpoints and shop for weapons and armor upgrades with all the gold that you've collected from your zombie kills. You may have some of these games on PlayStation that I mentioned earlier, but if you haven't tried them out on the Vita, they really do offer some nice replay value. There are tons of treasures hidden throughout each mission, which adds to the fun of this game. The levels increase with difficulty, and the weapon upgrades make plowing zombies down with automatic weapons very much satisfying. Set off explosions, unleash grenades, which annihilate your enemies. The visuals in this game really stand out on a handheld, and can be very addictive. Number 3. This little pixelated kick-butt gem stars Leo and Leah, who must battle their way through wave after wave of enemies to obtain an elixir, which will lift their curse. The enemies arrive with steadily increasing numbers. Try to see how long you can last without taking damage, and see how long your chain of hits can get. This 8-bit style game can become very addictive and very frustrating, especially if you lose your 3 lives in one stage. You will have to start all over again. There are weapons like bear traps and crossbows, which come in handy when you start to get in over your head. So this game is really cool. There's lots of replay value here, and it didn't cost a whole lot either. Number 2. Time to look to the sky at a hot find called Resistance Burning Skies. This one is underrated and tons of fun. In Burning Skies, you start out as a firefighter, chopping your way through a burning building with an axe. The first sign of trouble is the fire, but things get weirder than a furry party on New Year's Eve. One of your partners gets eaten by something big, and so the chase begins. Soon Tom Riley, that's you, the firefighter, drops his axe for some real firepower, and the fun takes off from there. This game was developed for the PS Vita and really utilizes the dual analog sticks for control and aiming. Again, another Vita gem available on eBay or PSN now. Hey guys, before we get to number 1, I would like to thank you all for watching my videos. I always appreciate the support. Please hit like and subscribe for new content each week. Number 1. Okay, so you have a few seconds to take a guess what this game is. That's right, it is Slain Back from Hell. What can I say about this awesome side-scrolling game? You have a badass sword. There's bloody skeletons rising from the ground coming to kill you. This game has amazing visuals. It's challenging, but it's still fun. It has that old school gameplay charm to it as well. There's some puzzle-like traits. And there's tons of gore, all displayed beautifully on your PS Vita. So for legal reasons, I can't play the audio, but it really does have an amazing soundtrack as well. Very heavy metal. Okay, so blood, gore, swords, awesome soundtrack. This game has it all, coupled with awesome visuals on your PS Vita. Check it out if you haven't already. Alright gamers, there you have it, 10 gems you may not have played for the PS Vita. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. If you please would hit that like button and subscribe. Always appreciate the support. Also don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Henchmen Gaming. We are now also on Facebook. Happy gaming. Please question or comment down below.